So, what is going on YouTube? This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with the Wave of Light Structure Deck spoilerless video for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You guys all know that on this channel, we tend to do a variety of different things, whether or not it will be from deck profiles, pack opening, dual commentary, you guys name it. We try to do everything on this channel, and in today's video, I'm basically going to be covering each and every single card that's going to be coming out in the new Wave of Light Structure Deck next week. It's coming out next week, guys, so I'm really excited to be showcasing you guys the spoiler list. And also guys, I have a ton of deck profiles, budget deck profiles, the counter fairy deck profile, the Parshath fairy deck profile, a ton of videos coming up next week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for all those videos. They'll be absolutely amazing, guys. So in today's video, I'll be covering to you guys each and every single card that's in this set and some of the notable reprints that's going to be coming out in this set. I'm telling you guys right now, the reprints in here, oh my goodness, guys, absolutely insane. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. By the way, guys, make sure you guys pre-order your Wave of Light Structure Deck in the description box below. All the prices at dollies.ca is in Canadian, so if you guys convert those Canadian prices to USD, it's going to be very, very cheap, the cheapest on the market. And on all sealed products, they do free shipping, so make sure you guys get your Wave of Light Structure Deck today. Pre-order it now before they sell out fast, so make sure you guys get your structure decks today in the description box below. First and foremost, the very first card, we got Eva right here. And Eva, we're looking at Eva right now, it kind of looks like the guy from Smash Bros. I don't know. Do you know those little, it's not Villager, I know it's not Villager, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. Like here, it's this guy right here, and he has these like mini plants like walking with them. Yeah, this guy kind of looks like one of those mini plants things. I don't know, but it kind of resembles that for me in the guy from Smash Bros. So there you go. So Eva, let's go out with this effect real quick. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 other light fairy monsters from your field and or graveyard. Add from your deck to your hand level 2 or lower fairy monsters with different names except Eva, equal to the number of monsters banished this way. You can only use this effect of Eva once per turn. So basically, the good thing about this card is that this card is able to search you hand traps directly from the deck to your hand. The hand traps I was specifically talking about is Herald of Green Light, Herald of Orange Light, and of course Herald of Purple Light, the cards that negate spell traps and monsters. So this card gets you direct access to those cards directly from the deck to your hand. And remember guys, in counter fairies and in fairies in general, there are 2 different ways to go upon their builds, okay? It's either you're playing the counter fairy variant where you're playing like 20 traps, you're playing Card of the Demise, or you're playing a very little monster count with cards like Bountiful Artemis, or you're playing the full-on fairy count where you have like 18 monsters. You play, you know, Herald of Orange Light, Herald of Purple Light, Herald of Green Light. You're playing a lot of hand traps. I really don't think that this card is going to be very good in the, you know, pure counter fairy variant where you're playing a little monster count, because in the deck, you're playing a very low monster count. You're just trying to basically get your traps as quickly as possible and trying to activate it to basically get more advantage and disrupt a lot of your opponent's plays. This card will only be good in fairy-specific decks that utilizes a lot of hand traps, specifically orange, purple, and green light. So the fact that fairies now have a searchable card to search their hand traps directly from the deck to their hand, whether it be from Honey Water, orange, purple, or green light, card is absolutely amazing. So first off, we got Eva right here. Sacred Arc, Air Knight Parshath. So here we go. Let's go out with the effect real quick. First and foremost, the artwork looks absolutely incredible. So if you activate a counter trap card, or if you negate the activation of a spell and trap card or monster effect, except during the damage step, you can banish 2 other fairy monsters from your hand, field, and or graveyard. Special summon this card from your graveyard or hand. If this card attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing damage, same thing as Air Knight Parshath. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add 1 Parshath card or 1 counter trap card directly from the deck to your hand. So instead of just drawing a card, whenever it deals damage, boom, gets to add a Parshath card, and the Parshath card that you can search is the counter trap card, which is absolutely insane. And you can search any other counter trap card directly from the deck to your hand, whether or not it would be Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike. Oh my goodness, guys, so many cool cards you can actually search off this card. Drop off. You can search Ultimate Providence, which is really, really amazing as well. So Sacred Arc Knight Parshath looks absolutely phenomenal. But in the counter fairy specific version, I believe that this card should be a one-of. You know what I mean? I wouldn't play multiple copies of this card in the counter fairy variant because, one, this card can potentially be a brick. You don't want to see too many copies of this card in your hand unless you're playing a build that's surrounding Sacred Arc, Air Knight Parshath. But in the counter fairy version, that's why I have different variations of the deck to showcase you guys next week, which you guys can either choose from the counter fairy variant where I just play full-on heavy traps, or the fairy variant where you're playing a bit of counter traps in the deck, but you're not playing a lot, so that way that you can actually surround your deck to revolve around Sacred Arc, Air Knight Parshath. So this card, guys, in my personal opinion, definitely a one-off in the deck. Still a very powerful card in my personal opinion. Very good, but potentially seeing too many copies of this card in your hand, not good. Potentially can just break in the deck. So Sacred Arc Knight Parshath definitely a really good card to watch out for. And if you guys notice, I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but that thing right there, the fairy thing, the fairy face right there, it looks like Seraph Knight. I don't know, but each time I'm like, yo, is that Seraph Knight real quick? And of course, Minerva, Scholar of the Sky. Not the sexy Bay Minerva, but the Scholar of the Sky version, you know what I mean? So let's go off this card effect. So it has a stat of 1700 attack and 400 defense, level 4, so you can easily normal summon this card directly from your hand. Each time a counter trap is activated, this card gains 500 attack immediately after it resolves. Also, if the Sanctuary of the Sky is on the field, add one counter trap card with a different name that was activated from your graveyard to your hand. So this card is really good because it's able to replenish your counter traps from your graveyard directly from your hand. So that way you can always use your counter trap cards. For example, with Gilding Ariane on the field, you can just use the trap cards without having to pay a cost, which is really amazing. So card's really good. It's a fairy, level 4 monster, and which is absolutely amazing that gets to replenish your trap card directly from a graveyard to your hand. This card overall very solid. It's a toolbox to the deck, able to recycle back cards from a graveyard to your hand is just really good. And next we got, of course, Power Angel Valkyria right here. So if you negate the activation of a spell and trap card or monster effect, add one light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So you can add Minerva, you can add any light fairy monster. So this card is your reinforced with the army of the deck, aka these straddles to the deck. You can only use this effect of Power Angel Valkyria once per turn. Alright guys, first of all, first and foremost, she looks goddamn badass. Like, she looks super sexy right here. I don't know if you guys, damn, she's pretty badass. Anyways, really good card to actually get your resource directly from the deck to your hand, whether or not it would be Minerva or any other light fairy monster directly from deck to your hand. And she can always search the Parshath, which is really awesome as well. And what I noticed is that her is level 4 and Minerva is level 4, so you can incorporate cards like Ties of the Brethren into your deck to actually tutor out more of your light fairy monsters directly from the deck, which is very awesome. So there you go, guys. Next card right here, we got Neo Parshath, the Sky Paladin right here. I don't think this card is too relevant. It's just another cool reprint that we're getting in this structure deck. We also got Air Knight Parshath right here. Really awesome as well. This card is the ultimate GOAT god. Well, if you guys were to call this card, you know, one of the best cards in GOAT back in the day. Very powerful card. Inflicts piercing damage, you draw a card. Very good. Next we play, of course, Mattel, Sage of the Sky. These cards are just very old school reprints cards, so that's going to be coming out in this Wave of Fairy like structure deck. But anyways, let's cover off some of the new cards. We also got Harvest Angel of Wisdom. This card is not new, of course. Next card, we got Bountiful Artemis. Okay, Bountiful Artemis has always been one of the greatest fairy monsters of all time, especially in counter fairies. The reason why counter fairies exist is because solely because of Bountiful Artemis. Each time you activate a counter trap card, and when it resolves, you draw one card. It's not a once return effect. So each time, so if you have multiple copies of Bountiful Artemis on the field, you activate basically a counter trap card. You guys know what happens. You draw multiple cards up to the amount of Bountiful Artemis on the field, which is really good. And I have like 8 copies of Bountiful Artemis in Ultimate Rare, which looks absolutely incredible. So happy that I picked those up on time. Bountiful Artemis, definitely one of the best cards in the counter fairy variant of the deck. Next we got, of course, Layard, the Liberator. This card is really good, especially combo lock with Eva. Add 2 you remove from play fairy type monsters to your hand each time a counter trap is activated. So you can combo off this card with Eva really well. You banish 2 of your cards, add your hand traps directly from the deck to your hand, and then you can activate Layard's effect to basically just add the 2 cards banished back, which is really cool. So Layard, the Liberator, cool. Gilding Ariane, really cool to actually see this card reprinted. This card definitely doesn't need a reprint, but it's really good to actually include this card as a common rarity in the structure deck, which is really cool. So each time you basically don't have to pay light points or pay the cost when you activate the trap cards, which is really cool. And if this card is destroyed, you basically get to add what's it called, a counter trap card directly from the deck to hand. You search 3 counter trap cards, your opponent picks 1. Really powerful card. Next we play, Arc Lord Christia. Really amazing to actually see this card as a common rarity, which is pretty nice. So a really good addition to the deck. Splendid Venus. Okay. These cards are not going to be played in the deck. Athena, really good. The God of War, I believe. We also got Goddess of Light right here. Really good card. We also got the Hecatrice. And then we got Jelen Duo as well. Really nice to actually see another reprinted version of this card. Nova Summoner, a very old school fairy monster. We also got Honest right here. Honest has been reprinted a million times. Herald Orange Light, really good card. So it's a level 2 fairy, so you can actually search this card directly from the deck to your hand off Eva. And also Power of Valkyrie, which is really cool. You also get the Herald of Green Light right here as well. This card, well, let me explain. Orange Light negates monster effect by discarding a card and destroys it. Green Light negates a spell card by discarding a card and negate it. And of course, your Herald of Purple Light negates a trap card by discarding a card and negate it, which is really awesome. So having access to these cards directly from the deck by using Eva's effect pretty solid in my personal opinion. We also got Gilding Light right here. So when this card is normal summon, you can target one level 1 light monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. So essentially this card can actually be really useful to make link plays, which is really nice. DD Sprite, okay. Old school cards, Storm of Ragnarok right here, Tuner. We also got Haniwada. Okay, remember Haniwada is also another hand trap. You can actually search directly from the deck to your hand off Eva, which is really cool and really good against burn variant deck. So Haniwada is pretty nice. You also got Sanctum of Parshath. This card is definitely a card that you guys must want to hear and must be talked upon. So this card names become Sanctuary to Sky while it's on the field and or graveyard. This card names become the Sanctuary to Sky while on the field and in your graveyard. Fairy monster on the field gain 3 attack and defense. So his card's name is Sanctuary to Sky on the field and in the graveyard, and it gives the attack boost to all fairy type monsters. Spell and trap cards cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Wow. So automatically, guys, are reading this card's effect. This card is absolutely amazing because you're going to be playing a bunch of trap cards in this deck, and while those cards are set, while this Sanctum of Parshath is on the field, those cards cannot be targeted by anything. Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twisters, your back rows are automatically protected. So this card is absolutely amazing for that. Once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters and or counter traps with different names in your graveyard. Place them on top of your deck in any order. So this card is literally recycles. It's like the ultimate toolbox for counter fairies. So this card is able to basically add your resource directly from your graveyard to the top of your deck in any order. So let's say you have a Solemn Strike in your graveyard. Right? Okay, you know what? I want to draw Solemn Strike next turn. Let me just put Solemn Strike at the top of my deck. Alright, I want to draw Solemn Warning again. It's so many good cards you can actually top deck with this card, which is absolutely amazing. But the most important thing is that set, spell, and trap cards cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effect. You also got the Sanctuary to Sky in here. Sanctuary to Sky is definitely going to be replaced by Sanctum of Parshath, 100%. You also got Cards from the Sky, nice, very old card right here. Celestial Transformation, Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen, Ties of the Brethren. Wow, so we get an amazing reprint out of this already. Ties of the Brethren, really good reprint. The only print that we actually see this card is in was it Legendary Dragon decks or Legendary decks. Yeah, this card was only printed in Legendary decks, so it's actually very good to see this card reprinted. And you guys all know how powerful Ties of the Brethren is. Directly tutors out Minerva or a Power Valkyrie and then Bountiful Armis directly from the deck, which is absolutely incredible. So Ties of the Brethren is really good for that, to help you tutor out fairy monsters directly from the deck. Very good. Rebirth of Parshath. This card is a card that must be talked upon as well. Really amazing card. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, reveal 1 counter trap in your hand, then discard 1 card and pay 1,000 life points. Alright, negate the activation. If you do, shuffle that card into the deck, then you can special summon 1 Parshath monster from your deck or from your extra deck. So if you have Gilding Ariani on the field, you basically don't have to pay cost for this card, and you can literally negate anything. And this card literally negates anything. Card is absolutely amazing. The really good thing about this card is a Parshath card. So Arc Knight, Air Knight, Parshath can search this card directly from the deck to your hand. Well, it's already a counter trap anyways, but it's really good to know that Parshath can get direct access to this card directly from the deck to your hand, which is really good. And the really good thing about this card is that then you can special summon 1 Parshath monster from your deck or extra deck. Alright, and the extra deck monster that you want to special summon is, what is it called? Avenging Knight Parshath right here. This card, you literally don't have to play Arc Air Knight Parshath in the deck. You just play triple Avenging Knight Parshath, and each time you activate the card, you can literally freely special summon this card directly from the extra deck, which is absolutely amazing. So, card is very, very good. The trap card is absolutely insane, guys. This card is going to be one of the most meta divine cards, especially for counter fairies. And if you have Bountiful Armis on the field, you draw 1 card, and then you can special summon the Arc Knight directly from the deck as well. So, card is amazing, especially with Gilding Ariana on the board. You don't have to play cost. Really, really good card in my personal opinion. One of the best cards in the deck. Rebirth of Parshath. Definitely a 3-off in the deck, hands down. You also got Light of Judgment right here. Essentially a card that you're able to look at your opponent's hand, which is really good. Miraculous Descent, very nice. Synthetic Seraphim. Divine Punishment. This card is also another Solemn Judgment of the deck. Activate if only Sanctuary Disguise if he's on the field. Negate the activation of a spell, trap, or effect monster, and destroy that card. So, since what's called the Sanctum of Parshath is treated as the Sanctuary of the Sky, you can activate Divine Punishment, which is really awesome. Dark Bribe right here, just generic counter trap cards. Solemn Warning. We also got Ultimate Providence, another good reprint in the deck. Recall right here, and last but not least, we got the Drastic Drop Off right there. So overall, guys, 100%, this deck is definitely a deck you guys must look out for. Counter fairies are very underrated, but it's a very powerful deck. I know that Alinthia Yo has been playing this deck for quite some time, so shout outs to him. He's been getting, I'm pretty sure he's been dying to get this support anyway, so a huge shout outs goes to him. I hope he's happy. It's just like the same thing like when I get 6 Samurai support. It's absolutely insane. But I've been playing this deck for quite some time now. Let me tell you guys right now, there are many variants of counter fairies, but the best way to play counter fairies is the one with low monster count. And let me tell you guys right now, the deck profile I'm going to showcase you guys this week, it's a very skillful base deck. It's not a deck that can be easily played. It's not a deck that's just like, alright, you can activate blah 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 this and you know your opponent will lose. It's not like that. I'll explain to you guys all my card choices, everything once I progress the deck profile this week. So make sure you guys stay for like a total of 4 deck profiles coming up with all the different variants of fairies that I'll be showcasing you guys this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys get your structured decks in the description box below. That'll be absolutely amazing, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the spoiler list. This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX. I'm signing out. Alright guys, peace.
Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Who else? Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family.